So I want to talk for a moment about quite how deluded Arteta is and quite how I think journalists need to continue to call out his nonsense. So last night we'd seen Mikel Arteta say that Arsenal were the best team in the competition, which they absolutely are not. Every journalist that's actually responded to that has said the same. But let me put it into context for you. Last night, Arsenal were knocked out of the Champions League. And wherever you were watching the coverage, I'm sure you've probably seen some variation of brave Arsenal, European adventure cut short or something along those lines. Going out on the shield, what a great job they did, how proud they should be, yada, yada, yada. But let me put it into context for you. Paris Saint-Germain have played 3 English teams in a row in the knockout stages of the Champions League. Liverpool, Aston Villa and Arsenal. And Arsenal did the worst of the 3 clubs against Paris Saint-Germain. To me, it doesn't matter what round it is. The jeopardy's still the same. You're playing to stay in the competition. We got knocked out on penalties after drawing 1-1 on aggregate. Villa lost by 1 goal after a tremendous comeback at Villa Park. And Arsenal were beaten by 2 goals and lost home and away. So, if anything, they're the worst of the English clubs in the knockout stages against PSG. So I don't know where Arteta gets this delusion that he's the best and they are the best. It is far from it. Just stick to pulling light bulbs out of the training bag and having one of your coaching staff scrambling around for an extension league, Mikel. That was cringy as fuck, by the way. That was his David Brent moment. But, again, the truth of the matter is, Villa did better against Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool did better against Paris Saint-Germain, and Arsenal, well, as I said, the worst of the 3. But, most important fact is, we were all knocked out by PSG. So that's the truth of the matter. Just others were able to lose with a bit more grace. Did you see Luis Enrique when he was asked? It was like everybody was calling Arteta's bluff last night. So Arteta said that the Paris Saint-Germain bench told him that they were the better side for 160 of the 180 minutes and that Arsenal were really unlucky. That was put to Luis Enrique, who said, no, we didn't say that. He's just full of it. I actually think Arteta has started to believe his own lies over and over again. It's hilarious to watch. The fact they lost both games and missed the 6-yard open goal, I mean, Jesus Christ, they're definitely the worst. He has no class. Fact, he has 0 class, Kev. 0. I don't ever remember seeing them lose a match and him saying, yeah, we lost to the better team. His levels of delusion are becoming, quite frankly, worrying. And my point on this, as I said last night, is I think he should be fired. Genuinely. I know it sounds like a harsh take, but won a trophy. Oh, and also, by the way, you fucking deluded clowns, Arsenal fans love to talk to us about our COVID title. If I'm not mistaken, and I often am, didn't they win the FA Cup in COVID times? Or am I wrong about that? So the only trophy that the great Super Mick has won, in my memory serves me right, is in COVID times with Unai Emery's squad. And then has had 5 years of delivering absolutely nothing. So when you want to talk about COVID titles or anything, Arsenal, I'd keep it quiet if I were you, because if we're discounting them, then Arteta really has shit you guys up, hasn't he? Really has messed you up completely. So you're welcome. It's Ten Hag all over again, said Colin Brooks. Ten Hag delivered more silverware though, didn't he? Which again, just shows you about the delusion. Look, I'd love to know what people think should happen with Arteta. Genuinely. Like, has he improved Arsenal? Yes. No denying that. But is he going to win them a big trophy? Well, it seems beyond them at this point. Muckrab said, Craig, you have to remember, it was only COVID for us, not the other teams. I know. It's crazy. And Philip said, you're 100% correct. It's mad, isn't it, that nobody mentions that? They love to asterisk our COVID title, but their COVID FA Cup was the thing that's keeping Arteta in a job 5.5 years later. Any club with any type of ambition would have fired him by now. He wouldn't last at Liverpool that long. Genuinely, he wouldn't. Imagine not delivering a title for Liverpool, any title, in 5 years with 700 plus million spent. 100 million spent on a midfielder. It's, he's mad. It's mad, honestly. The Lego Man won 2 Community Shields and a COVID FA Cup, yet nobody counts Community Shields. They're not real. Suleiman, how are you, my friend? He said, Arteta is also not taking into account the fact that it's impossible to know what Liverpool's ceiling is this season because we weren't challenged. 100%, my friend, 100%. And I'll add a little bit as well, Suleiman. His own maths isn't the best, is it? You know, there's still 3 games to go. And as I keep mentioning, if we won those 3 games, we'd have 91 points, which is more than Arsenal have achieved under Arteta ever. Full stop, end of conversation. So his delusion, it's getting to the point where I think he's becoming a bit of a David Brent character in football circles. Have you guys seen the video of him pulling out the light bulb in the Arsenal dressing room? Ben sent it to me this morning, or Drawdy, as you guys would know him, and he said, I actually thought this was AI at first. It's so cringy. If you haven't seen it, search it out. It's nuts. It's Arteta pulling a light bulb out of a bag, walking around showing the light bulb, and while he's doing that, one of his coaching staff scrambling behind him to find an extension lead to plug it in so we can talk about connections and heat and how electricity works, and if you connect with him and you connect with this person, then we'll connect with the fans, and then we'll have 60,000 people, and it's just like the Brendan Rodgers 3 envelopes thing, but on steroids. It's nuts. Adam Brown said, still in shock by Arteta's deluded comments. His levels of delusion are through the roof, mate. Through the roof. And like I said earlier on at the start of the stream, 3 English teams have been knocked out of the Champions League this season by Paris Saint-Germain. And Arsenal did the worst of the lot. But somehow it's been made out like they were the brave, unlucky Knights of the Round Table who were so unlucky and heartbroken. Fact of the matter is, they lost in London, they lost in Paris. Liverpool went out on penalties after winning in Paris and losing in Liverpool. Aston Villa put up a better fight against PSG. If you look at the goal differences, I don't understand where he gets this nonsense from, that they're the best team in it. The best team in it is the team that wins it. And ultimately, if you're talking about up to that point, that Liverpool won the group stage and probably would have went unbeaten in it if we needed to win against PSV Eindhoven. But even at that, Paris Saint-Germain and Inter Milan are very, very deserving finalists for this year's Champions League. PSG will have knocked out Arsenal, Liverpool and Aston Villa. Inter Milan have knocked out Barcelona on their way through as well. So both deserving finalists, and why Arteta couldn't just come out and show a bit of class, I'll never know. Well, I do know, because he's a bitter little twat. But apart from that, I don't know how he hasn't just got the class enough to, one, stop being Johan the storyteller and making up all of these bullshit. Oh, I spoke to all the PSG bench and they all said to me that I'm the sexiest man in football and that Arsenal are the best team ever and that Declan Rice is absolutely the new Iniesta, and he said to me that I have a 20-inch penis. He's basically just full of shit. He just makes up stuff time after time, and he even seen Luis Enrique laughing at him last night. So let's just refer to him as Johan the storyteller, because he just makes up shit at this point. He's Ten Hag 2.0, but with more hair. Martin said, nice to see Arteta staying humble. Look, as I said, he is a very, very, very unlikable character, and I don't know how much longer Arsenal fans will put up with his failure, because he's failed again. Look, that sounds harsh, but ultimately he's failed again. No trophy. He had one COVID FA Cup. That was Unai Emery's side. And since then, he's just been a specialist in failure and spending money. He'll be sacked soon. He's winging it now. Won't get away with it much longer. Fans are already turning on him. As they should. I don't see how you can consider yourself a top club and accept that from a manager. I'm not as deluded as Arteta. I do give him credit for putting Arsenal back on track. But I think he has taken that club as far as he can with the way he wants to play the game. And he keeps bleating on about a striker and other positions like he didn't have the chance to sign one. He intentionally didn't. He spent a load of dough. It's nobody else's fault that they picked up a load of injuries and drew too many games other than theirs. So why you can't just accept that with good grace, I don't know. I think it stings so much for them this year because City didn't win the league, and him and a good chunk of the Arsenal fan base thought it was their God-given right to win the Premier League the next time City don't win it. But tough. One trophy and over 600 million spent in 5 years. Yep. Sorry, mate, you forgot the one COVID trophy. Remember? Because we know We have to be fair. If we're being told it's a COVID title for us, they have a COVID FA Cup with another man's squad. He doesn't want the striker because he never tries to win games. He's a park the bus merchant. Yep. Throw-ins, corners, set pieces, hoping Declan Rice pulls a miracle out of his backside. That's the Arteta way. Glorious failure. And then look for someone to blame on it. I've never, could be wrong, but I don't remember him ever just saying, yeah, we lost to the better team today. Fair play, well done. Always has to be something.